Hello and welcome to my MIT 822 module summary by Don Sibley. The very beginning of the class we started with an introduction video, and that was something that I found to be very powerful and something I will definitely use within my classroom. I enjoy the idea of my students creating a video of themselves to introduce themselves. The more speaking opportunities that they have, the better they are prepared for life. Junior high age students really need to stop and think about who they are and what they would like their identity to be. And so I found this project that we did to be incredibly useful and something I'm excited to incorporate in the beginning of my next year's class. One of my very favorite takeaways from this course is the Oreo cookie. I think when we're asking our students to collaborate and give positive and constructive feedback, that this is an effective tool. I think it's one that I received well, to hear a positive feedback, then some constructive feedback, and then positive feedback again was something that made me feel good about what I did, and it encouraged me to do better in certain areas. I want to introduce you to my overall interactive presentation that I've chosen. If you'd like to access it, I've also presented a link to my Google Slides. We moved on then in our modules to hypermedia and hypertext. My well-defined task was Science Fair Projects Amplified, and my students are actually jumping into this right now in the classroom. That's something that's been very exciting for me within this class, is I have found the applications that we have learned to be so user-friendly that I've been able to turn around the very next day and have my students try them. We tried the infogram. This is one tool that I decided I do not like. For the data my students are using, this was not very user-friendly, and we had a difficult time uploading that data and printing things. PicMonkey they really enjoyed it, were very successful at, and they're going to be incorporating their experiments and the photos that they've taken within their projects. WeVideo we have not yet tackled, so I can't quite speak to how I feel about it yet. Google Slides and Powtoons are both apps that they're very excited to use in their final presentation, and EasyBibs they were excited about because it was so much faster to write their bibliographies. My very favorite app that I learned in this class was the Adobe Spark, and here you can click on my media presentation. It was an incredibly powerful way to present information with background music that drove the message I was trying to get across in. I was so excited about using this. I created a topic for my students to present, and then we went to upload the Adobe Spark for each of them to use. The con that I ran across, and the reason why I was unable to use this particular tool with my students, is because they are all 13 years and older, and this required them to be 13 years and older. So it's what I would have to do in order to incorporate this in my classroom, is they would need to get individual permission slips from parents in order for me to pull this off. So this one actually ended up being my favorite, but then it ended up having one of the largest drawbacks. Visualization we learned was very important on how to really learn layout and design. And the Kami editor I decided I didn't like as well, because I felt that the Google Docs had tools that worked more efficiently for what we were using than to bother to download another editing program for annotation. And weakness I find that I had in this class is I do understand the difference now between two-dimensional and three-dimensional, augmented versus virtual reality. I'm finding that I don't incorporate enough 3D opportunities for my students to learn from, and I find that the augmented type tools are easy to implement, but the virtual reality, because I do not have all of the helmets and goggles and things like that, will be something very difficult for me to incorporate. I loved the idea of the 360-degree view project for use with my kindergarten students. I think it would really do a nice job of inspiring them to write after they go easily take a nice 360-degree picture. And then I really love and did not realize that there were so many 360-degree view videos and teaching tools out there. So I'm very excited to start incorporating more of these on a day-to-day basis in my educational program. As far as coding goes, I really like Khan Academy, and I do and will continue to incorporate more coding within my classroom, because I didn't realize how powerful it really was. It builds essential literacy skills. It teaches the mechanics of iteration, It develops problem-solving skills, it develops understanding of logic and sequence, it teaches kids to think logically, and it improves how they interact with technology. So I didn't speak about one coding app. I also hope to incorporate Spiros, which we already own at my school district, and I'm looking forward to incorporating some of our Lightning labs. Finally, MIT 82 provided me with a plethora of resources to implement immediately within my classroom to create relevant learning experience with digital tools for my students so that they can develop rich learning experiences towards their own educational goals. Thank you for your time.